All right there. Greetings, my vintage Christmas lighting friends. This is Scott, your wonderful Christmas lighting helper who really wanted to help you today. And unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to help a little bit, just a little bit. But hopefully this will, I don't know, do something for the people who have been asking a lot of questions about these style of lights. Okay, so these style of lights were released in about 1958, I think, maybe 56 to 58, somewhere in that range. This was kind of America's way of starting to battle the mini lights that seemed to be coming into vogue, and especially the ones that twinkled. So America had to suddenly come up with the new hottest thing of twinkling lights, which they had really not quite perfected yet. All the while being done with C6 sockets, or miniature based sockets, if you will. They were doing that as well. They weren't flipping over to the miniature yet, so they were still hanging on to dear life for their C6 sockets. So they came up in America essentially with these two kinds of sets. The one on this side operates differently, and it is called a flick-a-light set. Another company, I believe called Paramount, came out with a set. I believe almost all companies had a set of these. These are the harder set to find. You don't see these that much, and it's no wonder. These things were miserable. The light bulbs would burn out really fast, and I think people just got disgusted with them. As soon as one light got loose in this set, and it's now 20 to a set, the whole set would go out. So here, let me see. Now I can't even do it, but see, the whole set would go out. So that was a real problem there. At least with the mini lights, it's most of them anyway, they were shunted, and they would continue to stay lit if one burned out. I do believe that in this case, with this set here, I'm pretty sure that these had shunted bulbs as well. The second set over here, I don't believe had shunted bulbs. I'm not really 100% sure. You could ask more of an expert than me on this, because trust me, my knowledge of how even these work is vague at best. Essentially, there are two pins like this that hold the filament in between it. So the filament goes sort of in between here. But it's my understanding that there was some kind of another contact that would be touching, and when these two here, right here, got to a certain temperature, it would disconnect, causing the twinkling effect. However, it still had to somehow allow the power to go through, and that's where I'm confused. I don't really know how the power would continue to go through, because you notice if one of these blinks out, the rest of the set stays lit. So there was another built-in way, and I've looked at both of the light bulbs, and I can't figure them out, what the actual thing is that really causes this. I do see a tab, and it sits about that far away from one of the contacts, like that. So I don't know. Again, somebody in our group might have much better knowledge of this, and maybe even be able to give us a diagram on our page. That would really be great. Anyway, so here's your flick-a-light set. Now, the way this operated, this whole set was wired in series. So that means all light bulbs had to be tight. All light bulbs have to work, except I think in this case, you can have a burned out set, a burned out light bulb, because it would be shunted and the power would still go through. However, the power going to each light bulb after that would be way more, so eventually they would burn out faster. The problem with having random twinkling bulbs, as you see here, is that at any certain given moment in its blinking history, let's just say if it's 20 lights, let's say 17 would go out all at the same time, you'd have only 3 of the light bulbs left taking the brunt of the 110 being fed into it, and it would just blow them out immediately. the way they went around that was the infamous ballast bulb, which you see here, right here on the sides, okay? As you can see in my set, this set came to me supposedly mint in box. That's why I even hate burning it, but I'm doing it because it was the easiest one for me to grab. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, let me come up a little bit higher with this. And hopefully you can see that on the socket, it has the word ballast bulb right here. See where my thumb is? Okay, the word ballast bulb. So it told you that 2 of these sockets were ballast bulbs. And so if one of those burned out, then you were up a creek, because you really would need another ballast bulb. The real problem is that these ballast bulbs are nearly impossible to find. And here is a ballast bulb. 90% of these were amber glass or amber colored glass. I have a couple other ones here. As you can see, if you look at this set right here, this Flick-A-Light set, okay, it has a cutout for a star. Well, I've seen those sets come with this right here. And lo and behold, I did try this into the set, and it actually works and does what it's supposed to do. In making of this video, I discovered, guess what? Right here is a rubber band. Look at that. My ballast bulbs down here have rubber bands, including, hold on, let me see if I can pull this one out without ripping my cardboard. The spare one has a black rubber band around it right there. So, people are asking me, well, how can I tell if I'm looking at a bunch of light bulbs in a group of lights whether or not it's a ballast bulb? Well, for starters, it will have a C6 or a miniature base. Okay, there are some people who are real sticklers for nomenclature. Even though this really isn't C6, this is closer to C7, almost. Maybe, yeah, about C7. It's almost a C7 envelope, maybe C6.5. I don't know. And as you can see, it sort of widens right here. And on this, it's going to say, and I've taken pictures and I'll try to post them with this posting, 60 watt, right? Yeah, 60, is it 60 watt? No, 60 volt. 60 volt, okay? Yeah, 60 volt, right. And now I'm confused. Anyway, and this one also states it. Now, don't go thinking that every one of these white stars you see is, in fact, a ballast bulb. They also made these as 15-volt light bulbs, okay? So you got to remember that. They're 60-volt light bulbs, and there are 15-volt white star light bulbs like this. You can't go sticking a 15-volt into this one and expect it to do the job that the ballast bulb is supposed to do. What'll happen? I guess it'll blow out. Yeah, it'll blow out because it'll be receiving way too much power. So, all of these lights that are in this set are 6 to 8 volt, and that's how they're all marketed. They're marketed down on the little base with 6 to 8 volt. Now, for years, we've all been told not to intermix the light bulbs from these, which, look, they look almost the same, into this set. And vice versa, you can't go from this set to this set with these light bulbs. Well, guess what? I can't tell you why, but that is true. You're going to have to ask a bigger specialist than me on why you cannot. You cannot. Now, before this video started, I took one of these. I took this one right here. Is it burned out? No, it's still burning. Okay, I took this one right here. Oh, that one right there. It's a clear one. Okay, I took it out of here, and I put it in this slot right here. And guess what happened? The entire set lit up all the way. Each one steadily lit. And this one started blinking the whole set on and off, on and off. okay? And so these did not do what they're doing now. They didn't randomly twinkle. Now, these over here, they randomly twinkle. A lot of you folks have probably seen more of these sets over here. They come under many different names. This one's Holly. Holly's one of the most common ones you see. I've seen Paramount. I've seen, I think even Royal released this set under their name. I just recently got this set marked as Miller, which is quite interesting. I've never seen it marked as Miller. Okay, so anyway, here you go. This set, and for all intents and purposes, it looks very similar, but it's not. This right here is a 6-volt transformer, okay? And this 6-volt transformer feeds 6 volt to each one of these because each socket is now wired parallel, like a C7 set in this one. So each one of these is receiving its own 6 to 8 volt being fed to it, okay? And therefore, if one gets unscrewed, the rest of the set will continue to light, you see? Now, just to show you for fun and giggles here, I will take this light bulb out. Since I told you I did it, I might as well go ahead and try it here. You know I'm going to burn my perfectly mint condition flicker light set out doing this. Okay, here. And you'll see, look, see how the whole set lights up? Look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they are starting to blink. That's because the light bulbs are high. But watch what happens when this one starts. The whole set goes out. So I guess these light bulbs somehow have a override in each one of these light bulbs that allows the current to keep going through when each one blinks out. I guess that's what the difference is. The ones in this transformer set, they don't need that. So that's another one of the reasons why you really can't intersperse these light bulbs here into this set over here. Okay, so these are the kind of light bulbs you generally see. They say Gibraltar twinkling lamps. I believe the back of this, God, I can barely read that, tiny lightning. What does it say? And it says very clearly on this, because both companies, I think, knew that they were releasing their product at the same time. So the information on this pack of 10 light bulbs says that it is for the transformer sets. Most of the spare light packs I have seen for these, and trust me, these are super rare. They actually say Flick, F-L-I-K-A, light, L-I-T-E, on them. So when you see those are the ones to grab if you need them for this set. Ballast bulbs, a whole nother story. Good luck. I hope you can find them, because they're just miserable. The last few I bought, they were in a cigar box on eBay, with a whole bunch of bulbs, and I saw 2 ambers peeking out. And so I emailed the seller, and I said, could you pull those 2 amber light bulbs out and just photograph them separately for me? And they did, and I saw the bigger base, I saw the C6 socket, and that's when I knew these were ballast bulbs. I still didn't know if they worked, but I figured I'd take the chance, and I think I got them for like $5, the whole set. So I was real happy, because I got like, I think 4 ballast bulbs out of that. And no, please folks, don't contact me wondering if I'll sell you my ballast bulbs. I won't do that. I have so few, it's not funny. And it's not simply for this set right here. It's because also, at the same time these were being done, Noma and Glowlight decided they were going to release a tree with sockets built into it, just like a bubble light tree, looks just like it, that takes ballast bulbs in each socket. Don't ask me how it works. I'll try to post another video on that later. But it ended up with it had blinkers built into 3 of the circuits in the bubble light tree. So the bottom half would blink off, then the middle half would blink off, then the top half, and then it would just go back and forth all around. That's kind of how it worked. And so the bottom 4 were, I believe, or the bottom 2 here were wired in series with a blinker. 2 here were wired in series. 2 here were wired in series. And then the top 3 were wired in series, is how it went. Anyway, for right now, this is a quick little video for you guys, just to show you this. I'm sorry, I wanted to be able to tell you what the difference between these and these light bulbs are. I can't do it. I thought I could. I got all smarty pants and went and took them, and I looked at them with my eye loupe. They look similar, but they also look different, and I am not technical enough to know the difference. I believe that's pretty much all you need to know. The person who asked me to do this little proof thing was more interested in the ballast bulbs, okay? So I hope I've answered your question about ballast bulbs. They're going to say 60 volt on them. See, at 60 volt, you got 2 taking 110. They're going to be a little dimmer, and they're going to help this take the brunt of any overpowering. So that's why these 60 volt light bulbs. Again, the set was also made with the white star, which I've kind of lost here. But here, the white star. Remember, not all white stars are 60 volt ballast bulbs. Some of these are actually 15 volt light bulbs, okay? But most of that you see will be like this. And God forbid, if you see one of these in a group and it's got that black band on it, guess what? You know that's a ballast bulb. There you go. All right, so hopefully that's been some help. If nothing else, it's been entertaining. I probably should have had wine with this video. It could have become way more entertaining. And I hope now you'll enjoy your lighting. That's what we're here for. We're here to help keep. If you want, remember, come to my Facebook page. It's Collectors of Antique, Vintage, ampersand, and modern Christmas lights. That's the Facebook page. Come on over, join our group. Remember to answer all the entrance questions. We also have a great marketplace page. So come on in, and I hope you'll join us and have some fun with your Christmas lighting, especially now that the season is upon us. Now, you know my videos never end without a few addendum points. So here we go. A very major and important part I forgot to tell you. However, I got rid of the coffee. Now I'm doing the wine. All right, because I've already put everything else away. All right. When you go shopping and trying to hunt out those ballast bulbs, and you plan on going up against me on eBay for them, you also have to realize that you could come up with a beautiful piece like this. Look at this. Isn't that stunning? I was so happy when I saw these. Oh my God. It was a bunch of them and a lot. And I bid and I got them all. And you see they're 60 volt. It says right there, look at that. It says Noma ballast lamps. Woo woo. That's exactly what we're looking for. 15 watts. We love it. They're for Twinkle sets, with ballast, it says. With ballast. Isn't that interesting? However, this bulb that came in this package right here, okay, unfortunately comes with a C7 base on it. So if you look at the two, you see one's bigger than the other. This one, the C7, the one that comes in this wonderful red pack here, of course, will not screw into a C6. The C6 will, as you can see, much smaller base. So there you go, folks. For all of you who keep asking, well, what's a ballast bulb? Where do I find it? I just wanted to let you know that you might as well give up and mail your sets to me, and I'll take care of them all because finding ballast bulbs is miserable. Anyway, so even if you get, you see on eBay that wonderful box of lights and you see an amber sticking up and out of it like this hideous amber color, and you think, woo woo, I got me some ballast bulbs are coming. Remember, you could end up getting a C7. I guess you could, if they make a C6 to C7 insert that would go into a C6 socket to make it larger for C7, you could probably still use this then. It's the same light bulb, it just has a different base. So there you go. I'm sorry to ruin a lot of people's plans on finding ballast bulbs on eBay, but trust me, I've been doing this for 40 years, and they're hard as hen's teeth to find. So anyway, I hope you can find them. Anybody who finds a stash of them, I'll let you know. I'm in for about 100 of them. So, let us know, because you never know. Warehouse finds are being found all the time. So there, I think I'm done. I'm going to say cheers with my wine. And I hope everybody has fun collecting. Bye.